Well, he is recording it. It is being recorded. So the magic has occurred.
Yep. Well, it's about 4 minutes early, but I went ahead and go ahead and start the recording. So
Why not? Everybody's
Good
here.
idea.
well, not everybody's here, but
No,
do you
but
need me to
the really
upload
important
that, or is
people
that
are
just,
here.
I'm sorry, Eric. Zoe, is that chat PDF something just for everybody to download, or you need to share that?
Yeah, everybody can download that PDF. It's like the content that we're gonna discuss today. So I was gonna kind of let everybody know how to get into
Okay.
the chat if they didn't know how to do that, and then they could download that document.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I didn't need to prep for something. So
No, but you can let people know that that's available to them, or I can.
I'll leave that to you as part of your presentation, since that's what it
Okay.
is.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So Laura, the fires are all around you, kind of, or?
No, we had one at the road several days ago, and then we had one in the other direction yesterday, but they're getting right on them, getting them right out. They're doing a really good job.
The big ones are way down by
I'm glad about that. Yeah, between Klamath Falls and Summer Lake is that great big bootleg fire.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
yeah,
had a friend.
I'm glad. I'm really grateful.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like you want to put like a big hose on your house and just like have it squirting water, but there's no water to squirt, right?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they are asking everybody to be conservative of water and only use what you need, so that we will have water if we need it, which makes a lot of sense. I'm kind of that way anyway. If you're not a food-bearing plant, I'm probably not going to water you. I mean,
Right,
the
sure,
dog,
right.
the cat, the vegetable garden.
Yes.
So
This is Gary. Gary sent an email to Mark, and then he sent me a really nice email today. He and I talked about
Gary,
the
you have any
presentation tonight. I don't know if he has his audio on or not.
I'm not seeing anything. Nancy just joined us. Nancy, you're still on mute, in case you don't know that.
Good evening.
Good evening,
Good
Nancy.
evening,
Nice to see you.
Y'all too.
So Gary Stalick, if you could at least indicate someplace in the chat box maybe that you are hearing us. Right now, all I can see is your name in a black box.
Little by little, everyone will join. So like no matter what, whether you're setting up the food, hosting the food, having the food, having to set up the room, we all come at our assorted different times. It's kind of fun that when everybody comes when they're supposed to, but let's see what happens.
Well, supposed to is one of those wobbly words these days.
I know I'm not really, I get a lot of supposed to, so I guess maybe that's why I'm saying it. So somebody's like poke me when I say it, would you?
Well, it'd be a pretty long poke.
I was gonna say that's gonna be a tough
Well,
one.
maybe there's a poke reaction.
A poke button?
Yeah, there might be a poke button.
I haven't, oh, there is reactions here.
And in the chat, Nancy, there's like a downloadable material too for you.
Oh, okay. So where's that section that you can get all those funny masks and things? Where's that?
That's under, do you see where it says video or stop video and there's a caret that's next to it?
Yeah.
So if you click on that caret,
Oh, that's where the virtual background is and the video filter.
and all the filters, and you can put on lipstick and you can put on makeup. It'll blur your face out so you can look like perfect, and it does it.
Eyebrows.
There's also
Try the eyebrows. Do the eyebrows and the mustache. Seriously.
I haven't seen that one, Laura. You need to do that one.
Yeah,
I
Put it
tried
on
them
charity.
all. I was having so much fun with it. They're hilarious.
It looks like Larry now is muted, or Gary is muted. Gary,
Yeah.
do you know you're muted?
I think he's having connection issues right now.
Oh, I see.
I sent him a private text. I'm going to send him an email just to see if I can find his contact info. I've been having problems with my email recently, so that may not work either.
Oh, is that under advanced where the crazy stuff is? Oh, background and filters. Is that
Yeah,
where?
you go to that one. Yep, and that's where you can get the mustache, and you can be a puppy, or I don't think you can be the kitten like the lawyer. I think that's another background, but
Huh.
that was a great story. We could all be on TV like the Brady Bunch. There
Ooh,
you are.
that's kind of spooky.
Oh yeah, that is kind of creepy. That was interesting though. That was good.
Wake you up.
Mhm. You can actually
Studio effects. That must be down. Oh, I bet that's a download video studio effects package. I bet that's what that is. I think.
I put like up what's a green screen, somewhat a green screen,
Yeah.
and that makes it so what's behind me, you can't see what's behind me, and I can have something, you can have a video or whatever playing in the background behind you.
Ooh.
There you go. So fun.
Oh my. Let's see. That's looks kind of like the one you have.
Yeah, oh, you're in the audience. Look at you. It's all Christmassy and everything. I like it.
Ha. No. Let's
There you
see.
go.
That's boring.
Thanks, Nance.
No, I didn't mean you.
Okay, so I sent, oh, look at, she's in pearls.
Yes.
Oh,
she's-
look at you.
Yeah. Pretty cool, huh?
So appropriate,
Yeah.
classy.
Plastic pearls.
Classy.
Oh, no, you got one division. I sent Gary a text message. We're not still not getting anything out of him.
I can hear, but I can't see.
Oh, well, we can hear you now.
Okay,
Yeah,
but I
we're
can't see anything.
Okay.
The audio is fine now. Your video, is your video turned off, or is that part of the problem here? That would be the,
I don't know about the video. I don't know what I need to
that'd be in the lower left,
push.
left-hand corner. If you hover over the tray at the bottom, you see stop video. There should not be a red bar across it. If there is, click on it and that should get your picture going.
Well, there is a red bar across a video, and I've clicked on it, but nothing happens.
Well, that's where you clicking on it should make it work. I don't know what the problem is, particularly if you
other-
can't see us. That's odd.
Yeah, well, maybe the top right-hand corner where it says view, maybe that is the issue.
Well,
Okay,
you'll be able to hear it
coordinates coming in.
anyway. And I hope that we can get
See
you.
things too. Hmm.
Look at everybody just jumping right in there.
Now I right clicked on the video with the red slash through it, and it says I can go to view page source, take screenshot, select all, save page, save page.
Huh. Well, that should just be a toggle where you click on it and it gives you the black screen we see, and you click on it again and it gives us a picture. But you
Gary,
say you can't see a picture either. Is that right?
No.
Gary, what operating system are you using? Are you on a
Well-
Mac or
Well,
Windows?
maybe he doesn't have a camera on his, I mean, I don't have a camera.
I have a
on-
camera.
Oh,
I have a
no.
camera. I have a newer laptop, and it's it's not an Apple, so it's
Well, I'm not using an Apple.
Yeah.
I'm using
it's
a
just that
PC.
Well,
maybe
trust
I'm
me,
just so.
we're here, Gary. Just trust
I
us.
believe you're there. I kind of wanted to see things, though.
Well, and you
so-
deserve to see things. We
How
want to
about
let
down
you
under
see things.
participants on the bottom in the middle? It says participants, then you'll know how many of us are here.
It says
I see 9.
Yeah.
Next to that, Gary, do you see a chat box?
Yeah, it's orange.
Okay, click on the chat box
I did.
and you
And I
should
got
see a Zoe Morrison to everyone with a PDF file.
You can download that. That's part of her presentation.
Now, hold on, Eric. Let's not confuse them with too many people. Do you see that?
I just see the chat open up on the right-hand side as a side window.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
see
At
anything
the
in
top-
chat.
Okay, hold on. At the top, Gary, there should be a Zoe Morrison to everyone with a PDF.
No,
Says- You don't have that?
no.
Me either.
At the top, at the top, I have it says President AHB.
Right. And then, well, down towards the bottom, there might be another selection there to view everyone in the meeting.
At the bottom it says to everyone.
Okay. Tell you what, I'll send you the file so you've got it, and that's basically all that Zoe has if we can't resolve the rest of the issues, okay?
Well,
I've
I
got
can't
your
see the
email
file.
right here.
I don't see the file either. Mark.
Maybe I
Okay.
need to resend the file now that there are more people here.
Okay.
I
can
can
do
see it.
that.
I got it in
Okay,
chat.
so let's not all get in at once. Everybody who does or has the file, please raise your hand. Okay, so Becky, Rob, and Nancy do not, and Sandy, you do not have the file in the chat box. Okay, Zoe, can you send that file to Becky, Nancy, Rob? Sharing it in the meetings
there
not gonna
now.
help.
There now.
You see it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, the weird thing about Zoom chat is that you only see the chats that have come in since you logged in.
Oh, okay. So try and reshare could you post it again in chat, Zoe? Or does
I
that,
did.
There again, yeah.
Gary,
I
can you
did.
see in the chat window now?
I have the chat window open, yeah.
Okay, close the chat window and then reopen it because it may take that to reinitialize.
Where do I close it at?
There should be
I don't see an X anywhere.
About a red dot at the.
Oh,
upper
I
left.
found something. I found something. I just closed it.
Okay, now go ahead and open it up again. It should have Zoe's file in there.
Okay. No,
Okay.
I opened it and just same thing as it was before.
I'll go ahead and send you a copy. I've got your email. You got access to your email?
Yes.
Okay, I'll send you a copy of it. Anybody else does not have the file out of the chat? Okay, so just give me a second here and I will send you the file, Gary. And then we'll move on to our other, because it looks like we got about everybody that's going to join us. Actually, Zoe, do you have Gary's email? You do, don't you?
Yeah.
I sent you one this morning.
Yeah, I know. Hold on a minute. So I'm gonna reply to you, Gary, and send you that file.
Okay.
I don't see Jacqueline and her guest here yet, so let's see if I can get a hold of her. See if she's having fish problems as well.
Hey, Sandy, how's life treating you? Now you're
Sandy. Hello, Sandy.
now you're muted. I mean, now you're not muted.
You're still muted, Sandy. You're still
Maybe-
muted.
Maybe there's something wrong with the microphone. She's using a borrowed computer at the moment,
Okay, well, just type
Okay.
in the chat, see if she.
but it should have a microphone in it. It's the same model I use.
Hey,
I'm
Sandy.
here. I'm
There.
here. I'm sorry. I have other audio going for another event I'm attending.
Okay.
So I'm just going to stay muted.
Okay,
Okay.
Thanks.
see you. Glad the mic works. I loaned her the computer.
Oh, well, this is my fourth meeting today, only 3 of which were Zoom meetings. So how's that?
Well, it's
Maybe.
getting better.
Yeah.
That's good.
There's a couple of new food carts outside at 40th and Hawthorne that are looking pretty good. Steakadelphia or something, some kind of fancy.
Oh, there's been a Steakadelphia forever up on Powell
Yeah,
on
but
60th.
it's not Adelphia, it's something else. Let's see.
Oh,
I actually think I took a picture of the front.
Gary, did you receive the file in your email?
Yeah, I've opened it up right now.
Okay, great.
Good. For other business, I did talk to the board should have seen my email from Sheldon. He does have us on his schedule for August as the grill master, as well as the breakfast for January. So 90% probabilities that he'll be there. Of course, we'll have backup plans if not, because I told him his business is much more important than our meeting. So if he gets something that he needs to go to for his financial well-being, that we would fully understand.
For anybody who isn't a member, maybe you should tell a little bit about what AHP is.
What's that?
I said, for anybody here who isn't a member or doesn't know, maybe you should tell a little bit about what AHP is.
Yeah, I've had a little discussion with Gary, but it wouldn't hurt to re-evaluate. So Gary, we are, see, everybody else here is a member. Most everybody here is actually a board member as well. We were expecting another 4 people from the B along with you, but Welcome to the Association of Home Businesses. We are a association supporting businesses that work from home, or people that work from home, primarily, incorporated small businesses or unincorporated. We try to be training and education as well as socialization for those of us who don't get out of their house very often. Kind of the basis of why it was created and why we try to continue to exist. We try not to be at least in my mind anyway, that we try not to be a leads generation. We're here for everybody, for all small home businesses. If you have a home business, we're happy to get on. We don't have limitations as far as how many banks or, college entrance folks get on or whatever. So if you would like to join us, our membership is, what are we, $60 a year now?
Yep.
Yeah. So, and we prorate that for the year. So basically $5 a month. If you want to join now or just join us a couple times, we usually have $10 to join the meeting. When we're in person, we actually have potluck at the Smile Station in Selwood.
When's the next time you're going to have one in person?
For general meeting, it'll be September. We're actually having August. We have planned the third week Thursday in August every year is our members picnic, where we simply put on a meeting for the members to join in
Chat.
socialization, relax, get outside. We usually have a 4-piece string quartet that plays. Another one of our members that has that as part of her home business. And we have a couple of grills, and we provide all the food and the grills and everything. We just ask that you come and join us. So start time for that, again, will be 6:30. We'll be there about 5:30 or so to start setting up. A lot of people start showing up at 6 to do some, the whole meeting itself really is, getting together with others and just kind of talking about what's going on, catching up. And
What's the objective of the group?
of AHB?
Yes.
Is to support through education at-home small businesses.
And those who work at home.
And those who work with them. We are kind of working now to try to expand that into just supporting people who work from home, whether you're an actual small business or not. We would like to, because we have several people that have had their own businesses, didn't work out for them, or they decided they didn't like it, but they've gone to work for brick and mortar companies, but they're still working from home. And so they found that a lot of these same issues are applicable, because you still need to have an office by yourself, trying to figure out how to focus on what's going on. Some of them don't have healthcare benefits and those kind of things, and looking at, financial plans or, whatever. So a lot of the same issues are still applicable to people who are working at home for another business. So we are trying to expand out and get the word out that we're here for those people as well. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. That's good. I wish I could see you.
Well, I wish you could. You could come to the picnic as my guest and meet us in person.
Yes, you're more than welcome to join us there. That's going to be on August 19th. Again, we start at 6:30. Usually wraps up about 8:30.
Is that a Thursday?
That's on Thursday, the 19th of August.
We always meet on the third Thursday of each month.
Okay.
And we actually do it on the lawn. I don't know if you've ever been to the Smile Station. It's the corner of 13th and Tacoma, right?
No, it's Tenino.
I know where it is. Yeah.
It's the old fire station in Selwood.
And that's also where our regular meetings take place when we're not doing live too.
Oh, there's Sheeta.
And we may get back to meeting in person in September.
Welcome, Rashida. You're still on mute. If you would go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
Hi, I'm Rashida Weber, and when I was coming to this group last year, I was introducing myself as a model. I'm now still modeling, but I just started a business now for soaps and bath products.
Oh,
The
good.
what?
Soaps
Thank
and
you for
bath
coming.
products.
But
Thank you for
well,
having
say
me.
again, Rashida, you're kind of the volume's a little low on your speaker, so or your microphone.
Oh, I do soaps and bath products now.
Oh, soap and bath. Great. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
Good to see you,
Um,
Rashida.
Yeah, we're still doing introductions and such. Actually, Gary, if you would go ahead and introduce you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, generally, first of all, I'm Gary Stolick, and I've owned my house here in Selwood for 43 years, but I lived out of state for 30 years and rented my house out. And I built a couple of small businesses in other states. And the businesses were a janitorial company where I hired a lot of people. And then I had a carpet cleaning company. And I started 5 community newspapers from scratch. And then I had 2 real estate offices in another state as well. And so after a divorce, I got to move back to my house in Portland, Oregon. And I'm here to get involved with online business. And that's what I want to do next.
Cool.
And I've written a little booklet on how a person can start their own little janitorial business on the side and make $45 to $50 an hour doing the work.
Well, that's great.
So
So you
I'm big on small business.
Are you on your own, or do you have some employees? How are you
Oh,
operating?
I don't have any employees anymore, at least not at this time.
Okay.
But I'm open. I'm interested in getting help with some of this technical stuff that I'm not as good at. I'm pretty good at connecting with different people, but and I read a lot of books. So, and I see some opportunities in YouTube and then helping people.
Oh, good.
I wish you
And
were getting a picture.
What's that?
I wish you were getting a picture.
I do too. I wish I had the technology knowledge to be able to click around and make it work.
No, it really ought to. You really should be able to see us, even if you're having difficulty with us seeing you. I've never heard of that.
Yeah. Well, Eric, let's go ahead and continue to move on. Maybe, Gary, I'd be happy to work with you tomorrow and see if we can resolve that for next time that you join us.
And we are recording this talk, so
Yep.
you probably can arrange to see the recording.
I think he's got pretty much everything Zoe's going to be talking about, but welcome, Jacqueline. Nice to see you. I think we're pretty close to 7 o'clock, so I think I'll go ahead and turn it over to Zoe, or as I'm calling her, Zoe Vision, and a great nod to WandaVision from the DC Comics. Zoe, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Really quick, I'm just going to send Jackie the materials.
Rashida as well.
I did send it to her. Rashida,
okay.
In the chat box, I just sent some files out. I don't know if you know how to get in there, but I sent you a file in there.
You got it, Rashida?
I got it.
Oh, good.
And Jackie, I just sent it to you. Is there anybody else that does not have the file at this point in time? Okay, well, let's get started. Mark, could you allow me to share my screen, please?
Yep. Oh, you need to. Okay, let's see.
So anyway, while Mark's getting that set up for us, my name is Zoe Morrison. For anybody that doesn't know me, I have a company called My Beautiful Life Story. And my other company, Zoe Morrison, personal assistant, I do some graphics work. I do some writing, some training, some tutoring, and a little bit of video production. So I've offered this as a workshop. What we're going to cover tonight is like a 3-hour workshop, which was recommended by Sandy Hubbard that I create a workshop. And so together with Becky Luding, we created this handout. You have one that's a little bit more stripped down, but Becky laid this all out for me and puts all the content together once I deliver it to her, and then puts up with multiple edits. So thank you, Becky, for putting that together again for this presentation. So that's a little bit about me, but basically what we're going to talk about tonight is really somewhat aligned with what I do. I help people tell stories using their video and audio and images. And so actually YouTube and creating videos are, pretty much aligned with what I do anyway. So I wanted to just ask everybody if somebody can just like give me some feedback about what kind of videos get you intrigued. And so I'm just going to go around the room to the people that I see and just ask you briefly to tell me what the most recent video was that you watched, as long as it was something that you can mention in public space. So let's start out with the president. Mark, what was the last video?
Oh, publicly shareable. Well, no, I do a lot of woodworking, Woodworkers Guild of America, van development, YouTube, those kind of things.
Okay, Laura, what's the last video you watched?
It's actually an episode of People's Court.
Oh,
I just watched it on YouTube this afternoon.
okay.
What was
Eric,
that?
do you watch any video online?
Well, not a great deal, but I do have, I think you may know David Ashton, who writes for The Bee, which I'm the editor of. And he has been in doing videos of one sort or another for years. And he's now experimenting with doing short videos for The Bee to match some of his stories. And so I've been looking at those, and he's learning how to do professional production. He does a nice job with music and sound and everything. And the ones he's given me so far are posted below some of the stories on our older website at readthebee.com. So those are the ones I've been looking at. They average anywhere from 1.5 to 3 minutes long on some of the stories. He chooses things like the county fair and the appearance of the ballet school up in Eastmoreland this summer and so forth. So you'll find them if you go through that. It's a 5-page website. You scroll through a lot of stories. You'll see the videos in the presentation box below the stories.
Nice. Thanks, Eric. So Nancy, what about you? What's the last video that you watched online?
It's probably a cat video. But actually, I am more concerned about the fact that I'm trying to find a videographer to live stream the 82nd Avenue Parade in April. So I've been thinking more in those terms than I have been watching one myself.
Well, you might check with David. He's just down the street.
Yeah.
He has all the equipment, and he might be willing to do it for you.
Yeah, I guess I will. So that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. Zoe.
Yeah, sorry, Sheldon just came in, so I was trying to get him something. Becky, what's the latest video that you watched on the computer?
It was a music video. It was a song by Gil Scott-Heron. I can't remember the title, but somebody had shared it in an email, so I clicked and watched it.
Nice. Fun. Rob, what about you?
Oh, me, it's usually I do a lot of DIY projects around the house. So when I want to figure out how to do something or figure out the best way to do something, that's usually when I watch videos.
Nice. Sandy Hubbard?
Well, normally I would watch the videos and live streaming that my clients are doing. I have 2 clients that have big platforms that have courses and events and so forth. But my husband's a real prankster and he likes to rickroll me. So he sends me videos through text and tries to get me to click on them. And they're always something very weird. So I would say I probably 5 times a day I get sucked into watching something strange. Today it was about clowns that kill people.
Oh boy. Always a good time.
Yeah.
Rashida, how about you?
I've been watching a lot of videos about how to do luxury branding on YouTube.
Nice.
So teaching yourself something. Jackie B?
Yeah, we're members of the Swedish Heritage Center, and they've been sponsoring quite a few videos of people talking about growing up in Denmark and Sweden and Finland, and so we've watched quite a few of those in the last few months.
So more like personal history videos and things like that.
Mhm.
Well, that's kind of fun. Good to know your ancestry. Sheldon, I'm going to ask you the same question, but I also sent you a file in the chat.
Oh,
It's
okay.
available to you, but what was the latest video that you watched on the computer?
You mean at the last stoplight?
Whenever it happened, and it has to be something you can tell us in public.
Oh, right. Well, I don't watch those kind of videos at the stoplight. So this afternoon I was waiting for a customer in the parking lot of a place, and so the Leverage TV show, they've come out with a reboot, and so I enjoyed the last Leverage show, and so I was watching the new one.
Leverage Redemption.
Yes.
Just
Yes,
started that 2 days ago.
I know, it's pretty good. I enjoyed it. The trouble is you can't watch that one at a stoplight.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're not filming it in Portland anymore.
No, New Orleans.
Norway?
Another one of my hometowns.
Yes, they were very good.
Really, New Orleans is your hometown?
I lived in New Orleans for 7 years.
Cool. Nice place.
Three different houses. 4 different houses.
And I didn't get anything in the chat, Zoe.
Okay, maybe I sent it to Sandy again. Here you
We're
go.
both S's.
For some reason, it's not letting me send you a file, and I don't know why.
What do I have?
For some reason, it's blocked and it doesn't allow it. Mark, could you send that to Sheldon for me, please? Anyway, thank you, Mark. So as we all know, basically what happens is everyone has a story to share and everyone has a story to tell, and we all are consumers of video. And so it's a very valuable tool for people who are small business owners. And so let me see what I can help you with. and share some materials with you. So one of the things that I want to talk about, and this is specifically surrounding introverts, because the videos that we're going to talk about today are they're not the kind of videos where people go onto TikTok and they're filming themselves doing things with their cats or throwing sheets up in the air or creating food or whatever. They're not doing that kind of thing. This is more utilizing still images or other sorts of images and even other video and dropping it into your own video. And so the materials that I sent you basically tell you how to set up a YouTube channel. And so a big part of setting up the YouTube channel is creating your branding and creating some of the other materials that need to go into your video and into developing your channel personality and your branding. So we're going to talk about some of those things tonight. So basically, when you create a video, you have to have an idea about what your branding looks like and who you are in order to be able to move forward. I don't know if I can make this thing like go away. I guess I can't make it go away. So the things that we're gonna cover are the things that you need. So basically you need an idea or a concept. You need to have, if I can get my computer to go somewhere. You need to have a microphone or some sort of audio input if you're going to have sound. And the materials that I'm going to share with you tonight, you don't necessarily have to have sound. Sound is nice, but it's not always a necessity. Let me go back one. I don't know why it's going the wrong way. You need to have a computer. It doesn't have to be old school like this guy, but a computer is really helpful for what we're trying to do. You need to have some sort of software, and it doesn't have to be built into your computer. It can be, can everybody hear me? I just want to make sure everybody hears me. Okay, great. It doesn't have to be resident on your computer. It can be something you can access if you have internet access. So there's a couple of tools that I use frequently when I'm creating little videos for some of my clients. One of them is it's basically available online, and you just type in remove.bg. It's called remove background. So in other words, if I took a screenshot right now of what we were looking at, I could pull out the background from behind Nancy and just have it be like a white space behind it. And then I could take Nancy and I could put her in Paris, or I could put her, you know, on top of the Eiffel Tower, wherever it is that I want to put her, using this tool, and it's a free tool. So then I oftentimes will take that image or the imagery that I have, and I will take it and pop it into a video background. And so it's a really good way if you're trying to get rid of some distractions that you've created a really nice video or an image that you want to use, and you can use remove background to do that. So that's a good tool I use. I also use a product called Canva, which is awesome. It's so many features, and every day they seem to come out with a brand new feature that you can use. And we're going to go more deep into that in a few minutes. But I also, Google Slides is one way to help you create some video. It's not the only way, and that's why I have or there. Keynote is one, and that's an Apple product. So if you have an Apple computer, you can use Keynote. Otherwise, you can use Google Slides if you have a Google account. You can use, or PowerPoint. And PowerPoint is the one that's the most robust to use. And I'll talk about some of the features that I love about PowerPoint. But one of the things that happened for me, as I was like going through my process of looking at new computers, I'm like, I need to have a computer that will process video and that I can do video fairly swiftly. And so I went and I bought software. My computer comes loaded with iMovie because I have an Apple computer. But whether you have an Apple computer that's already loaded with that iMovie software, or if you have a PC, in your notes, you'll see that there's actually software inside of your PC, and it used to be called Windows Movie Maker, but now it has a different name, and it is called, I have to look it up, I can't remember what it's called. It is called Photo and Story Remix. And so you can actually create some pretty stripped down little videos, but you have some capability. But Canva has also kind of positioned itself where you can pretty much do anything from inside of there. Anything from buying branding, making branding materials, making your own cards. You know, it has the whole thing where if you wanted to make t-shirts, you could do that, but has lots and lots of capabilities. So we talked about removing backgrounds. And so I'm going to show you, basically, I had pulled this image from the internet because I wanted to include it in my slideshow. And as you can see, it had a background, and that's what that checker mark is in the back of it. And so I basically dropped this image into that program and was able to use it, as you could see there. I don't know if you saw that. Let me play this one again for you. You have like the background was removed from that particular graphic. So iMovie is what I use to create my videos, but I've also gone into a program called Filmora, which is a free video creation, and you can also create videos right inside of YouTube if you have YouTube. So I wanted to kind of talk about YouTube, just a basic overview about YouTube, and let you know that if you have a Gmail account, you already have the capability of having a YouTube channel. Anybody that has a Gmail account can create YouTube video for free. You might not be seen unless you're putting it out there, but inside, I'm going to show you, if I can get, let me get out of here for a minute. If you have a Gmail account like mine, here's my Gmail. If you look right here where my image is, where it says Google and it has that picture of me, right to the left of it, or to the left of it, is what are called the apps. And if you click on these apps, these are the things that come to you basically free for a Gmail account. These are all the things that you can use. So if you've gone out and bought Microsoft Office or other things, you have already a platform available to you in Gmail that allows you to create Excel documents, regular documents, manage a calendar, upload photos. But as you can see right here, there's also a YouTube option. And if you click on that, mine's already set up. This is mine for my beautiful life story. But if you click on that, it brings you into your studio, and this is where you would go and set up your channel for right here. And I'm probably going to go fast through this, but I also included that in your handout. There's 4 pages of content that walk you step by step as far as creating your YouTube channel. Now, this one I created quite a while ago, so I have not used Canva in order to create this. This is what's called a header, or the channel art, basically is what this is called. and you would go to customize channel, and that would be where you would add things in. But one of the things that used to happen when you would have like a YouTube channel or something, you would have to go in and kind of dig around and see what size does my image need to be? How big does that need to be? But that's why, one of the reasons why they should make me an ambassador or something for Canva, because you can go right in there. Here's Canva. Move this out of the way. And you can tell it. So here's Canva. You can tell it, these are the things that I want to design. So you can go presentations, social media, you can do a video, print a product, do marketing, have an office. There's all sorts of stuff, and you can size them up. So whether you want to, if you want to do an Instagram post, you would just click on here. It would open up some templates for you, and you would be able to go ahead and create like a header. So you might say, you could type in here, YouTube channel, or see it. So you would just click on that and it opens up the template for you, and you add whatever you want to add right in here. So let's just click on a blank one. I'm just going to show you how this works really quickly. So you load up your blank template, and over here we have some options on the left hand side, and you would just click on it. You could use your own uploads. I have uploaded a lot of images. There's Sandy looking all nice and everything. Let's say I wanted to use this as my background, my template. I could just, these are things I've uploaded on here previously. And you could just like drag and drop. So you can add your own imagery in there. So if Rashida wanted to have her soap in the background, or essential oils, or whatever it is that she's using for her beauty products, she could load that up in the back, and then she could put text on top of it. So it's a very robust thing. And you can also add audio and other kinds of content. So I am encouraging you, if you have any research and development time scheduled into your week, that you go ahead and you learn about some of the software that I've mentioned that's in this packet that I've given you. And I think it's on the second to last page. There's some materials that tell you all about it. But this also one of the things that Canva also has is the ability to, like here's the template. Usually when I'm creating a video, I want it to have some motion and some animation. I don't want it to be like a screen like you're seeing right now in Canva, where you just are looking at a blank screen, where there's just an image there and it's static and it doesn't do anything or go anywhere. And the reason why I use a program like Keynote, Google Slides has some animation features, but it doesn't have as many animation features. And I'm going to kind of show you that in a minute. But PowerPoint has a lot of animation options. And there's a couple tricks and tools that you could use in order to create videos that move are like a minute or less, that give you the option to add either audio where you have a voiceover that talks on top of it. So in other words, I did an explainer video for Rob one time, and I'll really quick show you that, so you have like an idea of what I'm talking about when I say an explainer video. Rob, do you mind if I feature you in this one? So here's what's an explainer video, and this is all done basically using PowerPoint.
Increase your credit score. A simple start would be to look at credit card debt. what we look at is we look at the amount of credit you use versus the amount of credit that's available to you. So as an example, let's say you owe $2,000 on your credit cards and you have available to you a credit limit of $3,000. That's a ratio of 67%. Initially, what we want to see is we want to see you bring that down to about 50%. Let's say owing only $1,500 on a total of $3,000. Ideally, we want you at 30%. These moves right here will help you increase your scores over a short period of time, maybe 3 to 6 months. What you're going to see is a better opportunity, and the difference is better interest rates for you in the long run. I hope this has been helpful. Please feel free to reach out to me with any questions you may have. I look forward to hearing from you.
So this entire video was created utilizing PowerPoint. Everything that you saw there, animations are possible in PowerPoint. He could have had like a little dog. I have dogs that I use for one of my clients, videos. I have a dog that I grabbed that dog and I removed the background from it and I put it into a program called My Talking Pet. It's on my phone. And I talk, I say whatever it is that the dog wants to say. Let's see, I think I did one. Like, here's the dog singing. So that one's a little goofy, but it really is funny. You think, well, that's silly. You know, why do we have that dog there and what's going on? But I've found that videos that have this dog in it are watched more than any of the other videos that I create for this guy. So that My Talking Pet is a good program, and it'll let you change the voice. It'll let you do some other things. And then basically I just use Canva and I dropped the dog in there and I threw a couple other graphics. This was like when I first started out making video for him. So I feel like what I've done has been like a major improvement, but there's a lot of different things that you can do to grab people's attention. But the tools that you can use that are available to you are, I use Google Photos a lot. I take pictures and I have all my pictures from my phone or videos download straight into my Google Photos folder. And I can show you how to do that. Not tonight, I'm not going to show you that, but if you have questions about it, I can certainly help you set something like that up. And then I go into my Google Photos folder, I download the videos that I want to use or the still imagery. And then I go in and I either remove backgrounds or add backgrounds or post things around. And then I also use my phone sometimes to create MP3 or M4A files, which are audio files that you can add right into a video. And there's lots of ways to just drag and drop that audio right onto the video. Let's see what we got here. In your packet, you have this, and this is something that you could use as you're getting ready to design your videos. You need to, let me go back here. Get this thing out of the way. When you're playing your videos, and Jackie does some videos. She has a few videos that are on her site. But basically, you have to define who your audience is and decide how long your video is going to be. Create a storyline. So, for example, Becky and I were talking. She's like, "Well, you know, I'd like to do some video, but you know, I don't know what I would do. I'm not exactly sure." But Becky gets a newsletter, and in the newsletter, they have some folding techniques about folding paper. And we all know Becky's big into paper and folding and creating beautiful things out of paper. So you can basically create a gimbal or a camera stand. So this is perfect for somebody that's an introvert that does not want to be in front of the camera. And you see it a lot of times with people who are preparing food, where they'll have the camera up above the station where they're working, and then their hands will be below, and they might be talking through what they're doing. Or if you're concentrating on folding your paper and creating this thing with the, so you have like the video camera facing down, and you're showing your hands, and you're concentrating on it. So you film the video, and then you can go back in, and then you can add the audio, you can speed it up, the places where you might be talking and saying, ooh, I have a terrible habit of saying myself. So you can pull all of that out using video programming, which is great if you're like a bad speaker like I am. Intros, you can have intros and outros. So basically that would be another branding technique that you would use, where you would add the same thing in the front and the back, so that everyone knows when they're looking at that video, oh, this is Nancy, and Nancy's going to tell us about the 82nd Street Fair. You know, and then she's going to like wrap it up at the end and then invite everybody to come. So that would be the outro. So you could define what that's going to look like in your plan, and then just find what type of video that you're going to do. So tonight we're talking about the still videos. We can do still with audio. We can do moving. I'm calling them still because you're not recording somebody in front of a camera. You're actually using assets that you have at your disposal, whether it's photographs or other things, to plug into these presentations that you're going to create. Yeah, you can add music, have an overlay, but be sure if you are going to be using music that you use music that you have the capability and the copyright for. And you always need to put that material right inside of your videos when you, in your description, you need to acknowledge that you have used, I don't know, Johnny Cash's song in the background, or like to lead you in and lead you out of the video. You need to mention Johnny Cash, otherwise YouTube will take you down. Or they'll say, hey, you're using copyrighted material. You need to acknowledge that you're using that. So you have to be careful about what you do. You don't want to reuse somebody else's content. So you want to be really cautious. At the top of the page, where this particular piece is, the plan and the scripting, I talk about words. And so one of the things that is important when you're doing a video of any kind is that you consider that not everybody wants to sit and watch a video. Like me personally, I'll see a video, it sounds interesting. The first thing that I do is I go and I read the description. It's like, is this something that I really want to see? And that description is really a valuable piece to Google. And so in your description, you do want to have everything that's happening inside of that video you want to talk about, but you also in the description have the opportunity to add your name in there. You can add your phone number in the description. You can add a link to your web page in there. You could, if you are daring, you could add an email address in there. You could talk about other things. If you're a nonprofit, you could mention your board or put in a disclaimer. You saw that video that I did for Rob, and it had a disclaimer in there, but the disclaimer was also right inside of the description. And So I don't want to assume that everybody knows what I'm talking about when I say the description. So I'm just going to show you really quick what I mean when I'm talking about a description. I need somebody. Where's my personal assistant to run my program for me? Jackie. Jackie's got a personal assistant that helps her with all of her technology. But because that's what I do, I guess I don't need a helper. In the handout that I gave you, I actually included a little description. We're not going to run Rob's video, but as you can see right here underneath his video, it shows how many views, the likes, all of that. It has analytics. I can edit the video from right in here. But if I go here to the show more, I basically transcribed everything that Rob said in his conversation. And I typed it all in here. So I use Google Documents and a microphone, and I talk this all into whatever it was that he said. If I had the script, I talk it in and it types it all out for me. So I don't have to, I'm no typist, I'm no secretary. I want to get it done. I'm always trying to find a brilliant way to do something really fast. Sandy knows that. I taught her how to use her phone and do talk to text. It's like one of my favorite things. And that's what I do for almost all the typing that I do. If I have a big chunk of things, and to me, this is some people are really fast typers, but I'm horrible. And I make a lot of mistakes. So it's easier for me to just like read it. It'll type it out and then we go ahead. But as you can see now for Rob's description, it has his contact information, everything in there. It has this disclaimer, and it has a link right here to get to him. So if somebody clicked on that link, it's live, it would go right to his site. So it's really important if you are creating video, you don't want to just like drop a video in here. Here I am talking about credit scores. So watch my credit score video, but then you don't have anything that Google can search for because Google doesn't understand an image. It will transcribe, it'll transcribe on its own and it'll understand what's being said if there is sound in the video. It will try to transcribe a little bit, but it's not always that good about the transcription. So you're better off telling Google all of the information that you need in order to be found by your audience, because not only is it valuable to have for Google to like go through and look for your SEO and your keywords, which is what you want to be using in your video. And you don't want to like stuff keywords in here. If you understand what I'm saying about that, you don't want to put keywords in here that are unrelated to what you're doing in this particular video, but you want to be sure that you get all the content in there. But as you can see, I can take what he said right here and I could copy this right here and paste it into something else and use it in a blog post or something else. I can grab a still out of here, you know, some sort of still. I can grab one little snippet out of that video and create like a little simple video and make it happen. There's lots of things I can do with this description. So it's really important to use that feature. So it's not on TikTok, you could probably go in and post a video about your cat and that's all great. But in my mind right now, YouTube is king because you can do all of these things and you can actually get a lot of juice for SEO in here. So right now I'm going to stop and see who's got questions, because there's a little bit more I'm going to cover, but I just wanted to stop and see, am I going too fast? Is there something that you'd like me to go over that that I covered so far?
Zoe, I
Anybody?
was wondering if you pay for any of these services, especially for Canva?
I started out not paying for Canva, but I wanted to create a team. I'm teaming up with Becky sometime. And so I am paying for the premium version, but I found that the free version has so many features. There aren't as many backgrounds and things, but it's so robust that I wouldn't have had to have paid for Canva. I just like having my folders and to be able to take my clients and, keep specialty screen printing in one and myself, I'm in another folder. So all my assets related to a particular client are in their own individual folders. And so I do pay for Canva. It's not that expensive though. It's like $12 a month for me and Becky to be inside of Canva, so not that bad. Phil Moore that's one of the programs that I mentioned, and that's a video editing program that's available online that you can download, and that one has a free version. And there's some ads that pop up and things like that, but you can also pay for a premium version. So for the most part, because I run my life on a shoestring right now, I try to do everything for free as much as I possibly can. But some things are worth paying for, if it takes away the irritation factor.
Thanks.
In Gmail, I do pay for a branded Google account. I have a Google business account. So I do pay for that, but it also, you have YouTube, whether you buy a Google business account or not, it doesn't matter. If you have a Gmail account, you have it. And I'm not saying that everyone has to have a Gmail account. That's not what I'm saying at all. But for tonight, for what we're talking about, I'm basically just focusing on the Gmail platform. Anybody else?
I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
When I go to YouTube, often just to go watch things, it asks me if I want a premium account. Do you need to upgrade to a premium account in order to do kind of editing and video creation that you're talking about in this talk?
Right now, you don't have to do that. At this point in time, you don't have to pay for any of the features or services and to create like your own channel and strip out playlists. I think the premium is more like if you want YouTube Red, where you can see everything and you see movies that are just coming out, and it might be some curated content that you have wanting to see in particular, and they'll let you see it for free. But I don't pay for any YouTube premiums personally. I don't.
Actually, now that I think about it, I think it has to do with them not making you sit through commercials when you go to watch music videos.
That's part of it.
Probably. Yeah, and I find I don't have time to I'd love to say I have time to sit and watch music videos, but like I get to the end of my day, I'm like, I didn't accomplish as much as I wanted to, but like I didn't really have whole lot of breathing space. It's like, how did I even manage to ever have a real job? I'm not sure how that even worked out. Mark, you got a question?
Oh, just all the applications you talked about are available individually, but Google or a Gmail account allows you to access them all for free. Is that what you're trying to say?
Right, exactly. Yeah, so Google Sheets, the one that's I forget what it's called. There's Slides, which is like their presentation software. Sheets, which is like Excel. docs, which is their Word document, the one that I was telling you, I talk right into it and transcribe right into Google Docs. Those are all free. If you have a Gmail account, you have access to all of those. So I will say that I'm going to just give you a really quick demo about like the Keynote, which is similar to Google Slides. So I can create Google Slides, I can animate, I can do all sorts of things with the Google Slides. But when I export those files, I can't export them into a movie format, but I can using PowerPoint and I can using Keynote. And those, Keynote is free. Keynote is free on my Apple computer, but if I want to have Keynote app on my phone, I have to pay for it. And PowerPoint, I pay for. I don't use PowerPoint hardly ever, but I could. I pay for Office. I think I have a 365 subscription that I use. So all of that stuff. The beauty of Gmail and having all of those services is everything gets stored in a Google Drive, and so you can easily access it from wherever, and that's what I like about having it. I know that Eric's not a huge Google fan, but like me personally, you know, I'm down with it, and I like it for branding. I think it's a good program. So yes, most everything is free inside of Google that I use. All right, so let's get back to, let's talk about the components. So there's a project tools page that I gave you, and it talks about the components that you're going to need when you're creating your video, aside from that little planning diagram that I gave you. And so you're going to want to have access inside of a file folder on your computer or somewhere. That's Canva. That's why I like Canva sometimes, is because I can have all my assets in there, and they're always available to me if I log in. So you can go into Canva, but you have to create an account, and that doesn't cost you anything to create an account. But then like I use Canva and I'm like, oh, I really like this program. I really like this program. It's like, oh, well, here's another feature. Oh, I have to pay premium. I'm not going to do that. I really like this program. Oh, I can't believe they came out with that feature. I'm going to buy it, you know? So they've really roped me in. But I have all my assets for my branding, my logo, everything is like right there. So I don't have to dig around on my computer to find it. It's just like, whoop, there it is, boom. Whoop, there it is, boom, you know, so I can just like pop stuff in there and have it all ready to go. You want to have your scripts. You want to know what your call to action is going to be. Microphone, I think Rob, I'm going to close you out. I don't know why we keep looking at you. I like you, but not that much. Let's make you go away, sorry. This is, remember me talking about that little gimbal that you can hang your camera on. Here's one you can build DIY if you want. If you don't want to go out and spend 50 or 100 bucks, here's a little DIY one. Let me get this out of the way. You can see. So it has a little thing on the end, and you can put your camera or your phone or whatever on there, and you could sit there and fold paper to your heart's content and record it all you want to. It's just like so easy. So that's always good. So an outro. So here, I think I have here's my friend Bill Allshouse. This is an outro. So I'm going to play his outro for you. This is what I mean. And this is just going to wrap up your video. And he was doing videos. And so the inside of the front and the back of the video allowed were the same, and then the interior content was different. Let me see. Why won't he play? Go back. Bill, come back.
Thanks for joining me today. And until next time, I'm Bill Allshouse.
So it's just like a really simple little thing. And so you could do that. That's a really good branding tool. And then after that played, then it had like information about his website. You can do a video log. You can do a walking video. You can do a call to action video, an explainer video. It just really depends on what it is that you want to do. So you have to develop a strategy about what you're going to do. You don't want to like go in and say, I'm going to be doing, today I'm going to show a video walking my dog, which is all well and good. I mean, people on Instagram like to see you walking your dog. It's all fun and games. But if you're trying to reach for content, you want to develop a strategy, and a really good person to talk to about that would be Sandy. If you want to develop a marketing strategy, she's wonderful. She knows exactly what she's doing. And so high five to her. But you want to have a strategy about what your plan is moving forward for not only your channel, but for lay out a social media timeline. What it is that you want to do. Maybe you want to build up to like a big event that you're having, like Mark, he's on the ski patrol. The ski patrol is going to have like a ski event, or they're going to be selling skis. Well, you know, maybe he and Rob want to get together and talk about the ski wax giveaway that they're going to do. You know, who knows what that looks like, but it's always good to develop a strategy for what it is you're trying to accomplish. And you want to optimize your videos. And so what I'm talking about when I'm talking about optimization goes back to that same thing that I was talking to you earlier about, is your descriptions. Your descriptions are really relevant, and that helps you get found on Google. And those keywords are also things you can use. That YouTube video, you can put it onto Facebook. You can put it onto Google My Business. If you don't have a Google My Business account or don't know anything about that, talk to me after the meeting and we'll talk about Google My Business and how that can help you. You can place videos on there. So you can place video on Instagram. Instagram is great because you can do keywords, you can do tags, which is hashtags. It's all good stuff. And so you need to teach yourself a little bit about hashtags. And if you want some advice, I can give you some minor advice, and I have other people who can give you more robust advice if you're ready for it. So optimization, same thing. We just talked about this. Transcription, I talked to you about that. This is a tool that I use. This is that text to typing. This is another video that I created.
To create a Google document using voice to text, simply open a Google document from your Gmail application. This artificial intelligent application works fairly well, though it is likely you may need to go back over your files to make corrections. To begin, open a new blank Google document, then choose Tools, Voice Typing. Choose the microphone button to begin recording. It appears black prior to being selected, but then changes to red during the duration of your recording session. I have found this process works best using a headset and boom microphone, but it can be used with direct input from your computer microphone. When you are finished with your document, name the document, then save. Your document is automatically saved in your Google Drive, but it can be downloaded to either a PDF file or a doc file.
So the reason why I told you about that is that's part of the transcription process that you can use, but you can also, like I said, use all of that content is, you have a PDF. If you do download it as a PDF, you can make it look pretty. You can have it be a handout, a freebie that you give away on your website or on your Facebook page. You can use it that way. You can use it if you're creating little It could be like a reminder of things that you want to use. If you're doing like a little graphic where you're the smartest man in the world, or what is that guy that, I don't know who that guy is, or those two ladies that are screaming with the cat, or are they screaming with a cat? I always see a cat in there. They're always like pointing and yelling. Is there a cat in there? I don't know if there is or not. But like if you're going to do some memes or something, you can take this content and you can use it over and over again if you just have some of it staged up. So it's like I love that voice typing thing. You can do it on your phone easily, but I don't know if you know you can do it on your computer, but I'm telling you right now, you can. Okay, this is the intro for Bill Alshouse. So you can also have an intro, and this is branded as well.
Hi, I'm Bill Alshouse. Welcome to my studio.
So if you have an imagination, and I know you all do, you can come up with something that is really familiar and that get people's attention. They're like, oh, Rashida just came out with a brand new video. I got to watch it. You know, let's see what she has coming up this week. So you do want to have thumbnails. Thumbnails are really important with your YouTube. You can let YouTube choose the thumbnail outside of your video, or you can upload your own thumbnail. You have those kinds of choices. And I'm not going to be able to go like deeply into that for you tonight, but I can certainly walk you through it if you want to spend a few minutes with me at another time. So the components we talked about, I use voice memo sometimes for some of my audio, where I plug my headset into my phone and then I just use voice memo and I record. It's a M4A file. I have an Apple phone, and then I just email the files to myself or text them to myself. And here's how I do it. This is just a really quick overview of how I grab the audio. So after we're done viewing this, then I'll tell you something else related to this. Maybe, if it'll play. So I basically turn on my audio on my phone and record it. Then I just like take it. I take that file like right off of my phone and I text message it to myself. Then I have that file and I put it in my little assets folder for my next video, whatever it is that I'm doing. So I record as I go. You can do 4 or 5 in a row and then have them all ready to go for your next thing that you, next video that you have going on. Let's see, I don't know. Where there, we don't want to watch this again. So anyway, now I'm going to show you just really quickly, just 2 little things I want to share with you. If I can get out of here. Move this. What is that? So we talked about remove background. Talked about, here's the Filmora. It's called Filmora Wondershare. I don't know if you can see that URL. I can send that to you if anybody wants that link. I'll just send it to you in the chat right now if I can get it in. Can I get into the chat right now? Oh, Sheldon went away, I guess. So I sent you that just in case you wanted it in the chat. Green screens. So you see, it's not a very good example of it right now behind me, but I have a green kind of a curtain, but it's dark in my room. And so I have like a lot of stuff going on. But you can create little videos using green screen. I'm gonna get the chat to go away. No, let me see. Let me open one. Okay, so this was done in a program that Keynote, which is really similar to PowerPoint. Sorry, I'm super tired, you guys. So I'm like mixing up my words. But it was all created in the background. I dropped in a black background that was green. And the reason why I did that is because I wanted to be able to put her on a totally different background inside of my video. And Sandy knows a little bit about this because she actually used to do video a long time ago. But you put this kind of background on the back, and then this particular one, I don't know if it's any animation. No, that's not it. Sorry. There it is again. So
Your
this
Mac
one's
needs some
not.
power there, Julie.
What?
I think your Mac needs a power plug.
Yeah. Anyway, green screen allows you to like plug in this particular video. I plugged her in and I popped her on top of, she and her husband had done some homesteading in Alaska. And so I popped her in on top of an image of a map behind her, So then you could see her, it looked like she was moving, and there were things that were happening inside of the Keynote. So really quick, I'm just going to show you a new Keynote file. So pretend this is PowerPoint. And because we were talking about green screen, I'm just going to I'm going to format the background. I'm going to tell it I want to have it green because I want to lay something else on top of it. And then you would insert whatever it is that you want to insert. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to choose a picture. Okay, here's a picture of my grandmother and grandfather. I can do all sorts of things with these folks right here. I can go over, you see where I have format. I can make it look like a picture, but I'm clicking on this thing that's called animate. So build in means I can make this, let's see what I want to do. I want to make this drop. I can change all of these animations. And this is how I did that video basically for Rob's video that I showed you. I found things that I wanted to have happen and I added an animation. So with something like this, there's like 3 stages where you do the beginning. Remember I was talking about the intro and the outro. So you do like the beginning action. That was the build in. You add, this one's gonna jiggle. And then you add a build out, another effect, and it makes it disappear. So this is how the entire animation looks. So I've created, let's say I have multiple slides here. Basically, it's a slideshow presentation. And they're doing things, so you need to teach yourself a little bit about how to use PowerPoint or Keynote or Google Slides, whatever it is that you want to do. But as you can see, I have, if I go up here to File, let's say I had 20 slides here and they all had an animation. There was text and other things that kind of floated in, because you can make text float in and out. You can do all sorts of beautiful things. But if I go to export, I can export it as a PDF file, which is great because it can be a handout if it's not animated. But I can also export it as a movie. I don't know if you guys know you can do that. But you can also export it as an animated GIF. So if you export it as a movie, you just create the movie and it says, what do I want to do? What do I want to name it? I want to name it, let's see. So it's going to export it as a movie, and then I can take this and I could upload it. You wouldn't use the green background for uploading it to YouTube, but I could take it and then I could put it onto another background. So because I do photo scanning, I might have an image of a photo scanning project and back behind the video, and then the video would play. But because here's the video, and pretend it's just more than one thing, so we can get it to play. Maybe I'll play. So you can have them be animated and do whatever it is that you want to do, and then it's just going to fade out. But you can add text and do whatever you want. And basically you're creating the introverted person's version of YouTube videos, using the scripts that you planned, using your keywords, using the elements that you've decided that you're gonna utilize. You have all sorts of things that you can do simply using either PowerPoint, Keynote. My only caveat about Google Slides, you can create them in Google Slides, but you can't export them as a movie. And then the fun thing that I'm going to tell you, and I know that I don't want to keep harping on Canva, but Canva actually has the option now where you can record voiceovers or whatever it is that you want, or it'll actually do like we're doing now, where we're recording this session that we're doing. It'll actually allow us to record the session. There you go. So, oops. Okay, so now I'm ready for any more questions that you have. I know I didn't go into cover everything, but that's what I know.
Cool. That was very neat, Zoe. Wow. Now if I can figure out my notes afterwards.
Well, you can always give me a call. You know how to text me.
Yeah.
So looks, well, you guys can't be sleeping on me. Look, it's like 11 o'clock here.
So stay. So come on.
It's only 8 o'clock there. Wake up. You still got to go walk the dog. So anything else that you want to talk about? Anything you want to ask me? Things that I said too fast?
My head is sort of swimming because yesterday I found out we have 6 weeks to do the Hawthorne Street Fair, which I usually take 6 months to do.
Oh, goodness.
So, yeah, so I'm kind of in a state of, oh my gosh, or worse.
It's not euphoria.
Less time to doodling, your opportunity to focus, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's the challenge. Can I do that?
Sure you can. So that was very interesting and a lot to think about. A lot.
Yeah, I know. It's really the kind of thing that I'm thinking about offering a workshop that would be like a 4-session workshop where it
Yeah.
would be like maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours where it's like, okay, now first thing we're gonna do is learn how to create the movies. And
Yeah.
then we're gonna learn how to like set up our channel. And then we're gonna learn how to upload, so I
Yeah.
know that it's a lot, but
It would be
I
nice.
tried to trim it down.
It would be nice, like in my case, if I had my Zoom computer, which I have elevated, and then have another computer that I could practice on for a workshop. That would be really fun to be able to play with it while you're explaining it. That'd be very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought about like seeing if I could figure out a way to purchase like 4 or 5 computers and just have a workshop, or even do like a community ed thing where I was up front or wherever talking, and then like an instructor go around and
Or maybe a
help
Zoom
people.
meeting into the Smile Station with 5 or 6 computer stations set up that people could do with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it'd be really helpful for people to be able to not only follow along, but actually practice what's being covered. I think it would be really helpful, and if there's an internet connection and people have a computer that can, process fast enough so not everybody's bored, I think it would be really good. And I deliver all the assets to people so that they can work on everything simultaneously. They're not digging around trying to find things. So yeah, it's just a matter of trying to figure out what the process would be. That's why I have my marketing strategist up in the corner. Yeah.
Well, I know when we were doing distance ed, we got a grant from the Economic Development Department for the state of Oregon because they wanted us to do workforce training in rural areas. And so there are a lot of resources for beaming you into a place where people are sitting at, I think even PCC, but, wherever you are, like a school district probably has a distance learning setup where people would have the computers and then they're watching you on a bigger screen up above. And there's usually a lot of money associated with that. So, and they're always looking for good programs.
That's a good suggestion, Sandy.
It is a good suggestion.
I was wondering if you have any recommendations. I want to go full introvert here because I hate the sound of my voice. Are there any good artificial voices that would read your script and sound somewhat natural?
I've never had that happen, and I personally don't love my voice either, or my delivery particularly. And so I have a couple friends who have voices that I'm like, I love their voice. And so I ask them to do it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I write the script and ask them to read.
Oh, that's a great idea. I could have
That's a good idea.
a good voice.
Yeah, look for people who have great voices and have them do it.
Ben would be real good for that.
Yeah.
Eric has a good voice too.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's
round tones.
Yeah, the round tone.
Gary or Rashida, do you have any questions for Zoe? We tend to be most of us tend to be very outspoken and take up the time. So I want to make sure that you feel like you have some time here.
I don't have any questions.
I haven't seen anything, so I don't have any questions.
Well,
but Mark, I would like to join with you, and if I could.
Sure. I've got your email, so I'll go ahead and we'll set up a time tomorrow.
Okay.
And Mark can deliver you the recording so you can watch the recording.
Be able to see the video?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would be able to see the video. Everything that I covered, you'd be able to see.
Heard everything, so the second time might be better.
Mm-hmm.
Make more
Yeah,
sense.
might be.
Zoe, nicely done. I say a lot of food for thought.
Well, thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Jackie. Glad you enjoyed it.
Mhm.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
That was great.
Mhm.
That was, you know.
Tell
I-
everybody you know. Tell
Yeah.
them how to make video. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, I just opened up a new Facebook page. I have one for my beautiful life story, but I just opened a personal assistant Facebook page. I was really resistant about it, but I'm like, well, I have a lot of things that I know about that people pick my brain about those kinds of things more than about the imagery. So I might as well put it out there for people.
I have a question about that apparatus that you showed made out of PVC pipe and the piece that actually holds the camera. What exactly is that? I mean, I couldn't tell. I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like some little tea thing, you know. I'll look for that. I'll look for that image and send it to you. How's that? And maybe you can suss it out from there because I'm not really sure.
I know somebody told me that you could get a table clamp, like something that you can clamp onto the edge of your desk or table that would be a camera holder.
Yeah, I have one. I have a camera holder that's somewhat like I don't know how to describe it. It clamps onto my desk. It has a light ring, and then it also has a camera stanchion that the camera can attach to, and then you can direct it wherever it is that you want. So it's a real small setup, but it would actually work. And it's a light ring that it's a blogging light ring with something, but it's not for a camera. It's for like a cell phone.
Oh.
So you can attach your cell phone to it.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Which would also work to start out.
That's the only kind of video camera I have is my cell phone.
Right, so the light ring that I have might be something, I think I paid like $11 for it, and it has like a nice little dealy bop on it that you can put a cell phone onto, that it would hold the cell phone. So I'll send you a link to that.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, well, Mark, can you close out the meeting or anything more to say?
Well, I want to
folks?
make sure that everybody got their questions answered and we fulfilled everybody's needs and that you had, well, I know you got lots more to say, but it is getting late there. Is not as well as here, but we do appreciate it. I have to say this is our largest attended meeting and it has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you.
Aw, thanks,
a lot
Mark.
for presenting tonight, and it was a great subject, well presented.
Was very interesting.
Yeah.
A lot to think about.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
Gives me
Opens
some,
doors,
water
darn
back.
doors.
So hopefully this will actually help me set up this before the end of the month, our own YouTube channel for AHB, and we can start posting these meetings, because we do have, Santa, we have a Google account for AHB, right?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
You do.
I'll get that connection information from you so I can get this set
I've
up.
got it. I've
Yeah,
got it. I just got to
I'll get
do
it
it.
from you. Hopefully we can talk tomorrow if you have some time.
Weekend I can.
And
Okay.
Laura could probably help you too.
Oh, Laura, you've got that info too?
I do think I still have it, yeah.
Okay.
We changed the password, so I've got the most up-to-date info.
Whoa, better get it from Sandy then.
Yeah, probably
Here.
frustrating you a lot less.
Here's that thing, Becky, can you, I don't know, is this backwards?
Flexible ring light and smartphone kit. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, it's got this, let me just show, sorry, guys. It's got this little thing that hooks on the end of the sorry, I gotta find my camera. That you
Oh,
can
yeah.
put your camera, your cell phone on.
You can get a selfie stick from the dollar store. And what we did is we just took a PVC tube and duct taped it to the side of the table. And then we put the selfie stick down in there, and then it's got a rotating head. And we just got it kind of the way we wanted it. And then we lit the table. I would just say they don't last a super long time, the dollar store ones. So, you know.
You get away people.
Premium selfie stick, huh?
What's that?
It might be worth buying a high-end selfie stick, just so it'll last.
I would just say if you buy, just always make sure that the little clamps are, not deteriorating, but, if you're going to spend money on a good one, I would just get the actual thing that you need. But yeah, you can get one for $1 that you can fool around with, and it'll last you a while.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking, I mean, my biggest question is what kind of videos do I want to produce? Because I don't really need to do anything. I mean, maybe eventually workshops, art workshops, but for my work that I'm doing right now, the best thing I can think of is to produce little videos for people that are going to participate in Woodstock Gives Back, which is a charity event. So put little videos on Instagram, maybe giving people a preview of each business and what charity they're going to be supporting.
Good idea.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Good.
The stick would be perfect.
Okay, I'm going to go walk my dog.
All right. Well, thanks, folks. Appreciate it. Again,
Thanks.
month away the picnic is going to be our first in person for actually a year. Last time in August. So, and then we are planning on meeting in person in September for our first in-person membership meeting.
Wow.
Yay!
Awesome. All right.
I'm going to try and take some of this time. As I said, at the end of the month, I am resigning from my flying. So I'm going to be a little more time. Try to get over to Smile Station and see what we can set up to have Zoom meetings in conjunction with the in-person, so we can increase the amount of attendance as well as those people who can present.
Cool.
So anyway, thanks a lot. Again, have a great weekend, and we'll see you in a month.
Yeah, thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks
so much.
Zoe.
See you
Great
next
job.
time, Gary. And
Thank you so
Rashida.
much.
Take care.
Bye, Gary.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah. I asked Eric a question. Are you still there? Because his wife, does the Legos. And I'm wondering if she can get a group together to have Legos at our street fair like she has in the past.
Eric,
Anyway.
you still up?
What?
Yeah, he's connected, but I don't think he's got any audio or video.
Okay, well, he may have seen my note. I wrote a personal one to him, so
Okay, good.
maybe he'll see it. All right,
All right,
bye, Gary. See you next month.
I'll get in connection with you tomorrow, Gary.
He's muted too.
Yeah.
I'm trying.